very simple device. There's only 3 buttons here that I'd like to explain what they are. First, of course, it's the power button, and then the analog in and the DV in. This basically tells the computer what the input is going to be. So if you were recording from a VHS tape or a DVD or any kind of deck that has analog inputs, you would press that. If you were recording from the computer and ready to print to your VHS tape or DVD recorder or any deck, then you would press the DV in button. So once again, analog in if you're recording from tape to the computer, DV in if you're printing from the computer back to the tape. I'd like to illustrate the inputs on the back of the DA converter. First, we have, of course, the power input that goes to your electrical outlet. Second, we have a mini FireWire input. Now this is important because FireWire, even though it's a standard cable, there are 2 kinds of FireWire. There are mini FireWire, and then there are full-size FireWire inputs. Now let me explain the kind of cable you're going to need to hook up to your computer if in case you have these kind of inputs on the computer side, and you have, of course, this input on the Sony converter side. Here's the cable you will need to hook up your Sony converter to a standard FireWire card on your computer. You'll notice that one end of the FireWire cable is a mini FireWire and the other end is a full-size FireWire cable. Let me show you how easy it is to hook that up. Simply slides in on that side, and notice one side is flat, the other side is round. In this case, the round side goes downwards. Now I'd like to show you some of the ins and outs. The ins and outs are very standard for broadcast quality. First, we have the left and right audio, illustrated by the white and red inputs here, and then we have the composite video. Now the top parts are inputs, these are the outputs. In the event you're going to be hooking up your VHS machine to record to your caption maker, you want to use the inputs. If available, use the S-video input. It's important to note that the S-video input, once a S-video cable is inserted into it, will disable the composite yellow input. So you have to choose one or the other. Once you have these inputs set, you're ready to record to Caption Maker via FireWire from your VHS tape. The bottom inputs, red, white, and yellow, are the same as the inputs, but they're actually outputs. So these are the ones that you're going to actually hook up to your deck once you're ready to print to tape and you have your captioned video, DV video, on your Caption Maker. So these should always go out. A good application for this is if you want to print to a DVD recorder and you don't have a DVD authoring system like Encore or DVD Studio Pro and no way to caption it, you can actually print a tape via FireWire into a DVD recorder and then embed the captions that way into your DVD video. The typical process for this, you can also hook it up to a VHS machine if you have captioning for VHS as a deliverable, and or a Beta SP deck that has S-video inputs, in which case this output would go to the VHS machine or Beta SP inputs. So let me show you how easy it is to hook that up. Here's my VHS machine, and I've hooked up to the back of the composite and left and right audio outputs. I'm going to hook those in to the DA converter inputs, which are located on this end of it where it says in. Here we go. At this point, we're ready to record via FireWire into our Caption Maker application. It's also important to note that if a VHS and or a DVD already has captions, the captions will also come in through this input into your Caption Maker application. Caption Maker can decode the captions from a video if you use the DA converter, the Sony DA converter via FireWire. Now that we've finished encoding our DV video with captions, we're ready to print to video. The first step we want to do is we want to hook up the outputs to our decks. In this case, we're going to go to a DVD recorder made by Sony. The important thing to do is to hook up all the inputs first and then the outputs. In this case, we're not going to be going in through these inputs because we're printing from the computer. The video is going to be coming in from the computer, in from this FireWire, and then it's going to be going out via these connections into your recorder. Let me show you how easy it is to hook that up. We're all set to go now to print back to tape and or DVD recorder. There's one last step though. Of course, once we turn on the DA converter, you'll notice that the analog in is still selected. Since we are printing from the computer via FireWire into your deck, you must select this one. Now we're ready to tell Caption Maker or Caption to print to tape, and it'll go in through FireWire out to your recorder.